I think you have to have a flag. That's what I'm saying. We create our own. This happens everywhere else. We can do this here. It's not illegal to say, okay, we want to break out and have our and be our own people and create our own system. Because the system they have will never work for us. Because if it works for us, then it goes against the reason why it's created for us. So we have our own system, our own flag, our own ID, everything, and have our own political party. And have our own town. Let me address this guy. So I'm gonna sell out because in the news for my past. That's crazy. They don't steal the other bill, but I'll be a sellout though. Why are you gonna sell out? Exactly.
Cause I like cheese. Hey there, what going on YouTube? It's your boy Drip. Now saying. Okay, then back with another video. Today we're gonna be drawing Logan Paul. Let's get into it.
A sellout will be somebody who's collect their money. A sellout will be somebody who's collect. We're gonna keep the panel going the way we're going. Paulie Ross, what you got on the topic, bro? What's going on with you? I'm blessed. I'm enjoying the dialogue between everyone. It's beautiful. I want to say just to hear so many perspectives where people come from in their lives, and you see a common resolution to go forward. I'm Caucasian, and you look at me, and I'm just.
I'm gonna go on here and get the picture. Matter of fact, we're just gonna start a new. Alright, so do 18 by 18 inches. These the settings. 8. Alright, we got it how we want. Come over here. None. Alright, we're gonna make the pen pressure.
Sorry about that. So
alright, pressure 3 for both of them. Select it.
You don't look at as the color of your skin, it's about what you think. And your family tree is very, very important. Because
and I already got the picture.
You need this world, how you got to go forward with for the generations that follow. And I'm telling you, as a father to his child, my son actually, he will learn about all cultures of it, that he wants to know about, because we're all just beautiful people, and
alright, bring that down some so we can see over it.
Great grandfather was one of the first council to come over and help, with starting this. But the first Congress.
I'm gonna go ahead and open the
because America was going over its own revolution.
swatches.
We got stolen from, Boston Tea Party.
Go get this from Chi World. It should be in his description. The link should be in his description. You gotta buy it. I'm gonna get rid of it.
And
low key think I should have kept that up there. Now I can just open it down here if I need it again. Alright.
America didn't want to do that as an independent place. Didn't give them funding at all. And so I
start at the nose. Make sure your pen is in the middle, or whichever you prefer. Make sure your settings look. Hold on.
I'm over here in tears. Because I'm doing everything I can. The best thing I can do is to help my son and this generation to bring him up to
that's that.
as a man. And I just want y'all to know that You know, from one white person to all of you, I love y'all. You're amazing people. Don't give up. Never give up.
Alright, so this ain't.
Well, we love you too, brother. It ain't got
Yeah.
it ain't.
This right here make it smoother,
I think with like-minded people, I don't think
so you can just
you know what I'm saying. If you're like-minded, you know, and you are for the interest of other people, you know, thriving and moving forward, just like you, then I'm with you. I'm not racist. I don't hate, you know. I want to give holistic the chance to speak because I'm not gonna be on this alone. Brother, what you got on the topic? Holistic herb. Again, yeah. You gotta turn your attention. Leave all the background to these things are the okay, brother. Holistic herb. And then you gotta actually you gotta throw that out the background.
I think I'm gonna redo this.
Hello? Can I expand? Can I expand on something? Thank you, Paul. That's good to hear. You know, you can join our party. You have to, you know, find the wherewithal to get together and create it. Me, you know, being that I've traveled around the sun for 64 times, I think it's much needed. Keep in mind, I was born in the city. I didn't read about this slavery stuff and all that other good stuff in the book. I lived it. You know, I saw my uncles and cousins come home with water cannonball and dog fight. My son don't come out of that. So, but I speak from a place of seeing. I speak from a community school that I went in that I had the same that my parents had. I speak. That's the place that I come from. I speak from a place that was first past my school and forced to go to there. And I watched the graduation rate just decrease because they don't just about up. Yeah. But my first 6 years of school, I was taught by myself. I'm a history book. If you guys want to tell me, please. But that's not why I'm here. Collectively, we have got the right to shift because we're sinking. And what they do is they just think on dangling money in front of you, which incidentally ain't worth as much as you think it is, because they print too much of it. Anyway, you gotta pay the single money in front of you to get you distracted. In order to effect any type of change in this political system, I think, in my opinion, you're gonna need your own political party. There's only two ways you're gonna get absolute freedom in this country.
Make sure all your line work be closed. Check as much as you can to see how far you're going. To see how far you're getting.
That was the first two. They took over them. That's why there's that's actually another constitution. It's called the federal right. But this constitution is based on. But I don't have time nor space now to start to get into that. Not at the top here. Sorry if I got off top a little bit. I just had to say that because it's on my mind. And hopefully that's something that some of you younger brothers can look up because a lot of this stuff. I saw it, yeah, I hate to admit it, but I am in my mid-60s, so I have got a lot of stuff that I can talk. Be that as it may, I'd like to say thank you to everybody for taking the time to listen. Shout out to Bus Night and everybody on the account. Everybody stay safe, peace, and blessings. Salute. Salute. That was really authentic, you know. If anything, I've learned from this panel that I've been listening to all day and listening to Bus Live, you know, shout out to Tommy and everybody, for the last year and a half. There's so much good energy when you guys put your heads together and you have a common goal. There's so much strength and power, and I get chills. Literally, I get chills listening. I'm like, I go eating my own, Caucasians, like to come together and, you know, not do things individually, not be the gifted, not have the civic platform, but as a unit. Y'all are strong. Never give up and keep bubbling enough. Yeah, but I gotta get back to work. So you can still listen to me on there. I appreciate your time and God bless.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, Mike good? Yeah, Mike good, bro.
Okay.
What I wanted to, I like what you guys are doing, but the truth has to be pressed. The truth is that they have given us everything back, and they're giving it back with the Indigenous Rights Act, that we aren't in our proper person. I heard everyone on this panel calling themselves black, when black is dead in law. It's all in the legislature that everything is ours, and they're running a dual government, the eagle side and the pyramid side. And we weren't promised a democracy, we were promised a republic. If you ever said the Declaration of Independence, read it, or have you ever pledged allegiance to the flag, you said for the republic in which you stand, not the democracy. So what they're doing is they're using their uniform commercial laws to bring our people in as slaves, because they tell you in the book that you are their property. Anyone that has a social security number or a birth certificate is considered the property of the United States, because Dred Scott said that no person of African descent could ever be a citizen of the United States. And the 13th Amendment, in with all 20 clauses, 12 states that as well. So we have to get in our proper person and understand that that isn't our government. That's why when our children go into their courtroom and they cite the Constitution, they tell them that it doesn't apply, because it doesn't. They adopted our Constitution with the Organic Act, and it was only for the 10 square miles of Washington, D.C. And what our people need to realize is that those contracts have expired, and we need to get in our proper person and claim our land. We didn't come over here, all of us did. We were here. This is our land. And
I didn't come over no shit. I was trying to tell you.
We're fighting for in Arkansas right now to try to steal the mineral rights to our, and they're using their de facto courtrooms to do that. But we have to be in our proper person to be able to claim our estate. They are claiming our estate because they're telling people that we are incompetent of knowing that the land is ours. And we are asking for something that is already ours. All we have to do is step in place and take it. Not take it by force, but apply the laws that are on the Constitution.
What are the laws? What are the laws?
I can show you in law where they've already given it back. In the American Rights of Indigenous People. I can pull it up and show you in the legislature. I can show you the legislature how that you lost your citizenship and land ties to the land once you became protected by the foreign United States of America, because they are foreign to this soil. They're not indigenous to this soil.
So how could someone, if they hear you and they want to get some land back, how could they go do that?
They would have to go through the proper channels, and you would have to use their system, but you would have to get in the courtroom with equity, which would be a constitutional courtroom with a judge, with a delegation of authority, a Article 3 judge, which there aren't any in these municipalities locally. So we can go through that, but I can prove to you everything I'm saying in legislature and law. I can pull it up. I have everything. I have almost every law journal on my computer. And the brother that was on earlier, that was the naval officer, I can feel his pain because I've been over the Section 9 of the submarines, the nuclear lab, and the engine room, over construction of the new Virginia class. So I can speak on those things, and I think that brother had a good point of view, and he was saying it without saying things that could get your channel in trouble. That's why I'm being staying within the bounds of the guidelines that I can, but I can prove everything that that I'm saying in law, and I can pull it
Well,
up.
I tell you what, if it's some of the stuff they don't want to see on YouTube, send me an email at bustlifevids@gmail.com, and then I'll get back at you about some of the stuff that you're talking about, because I've heard some of this stuff before, but not a lot of people know how to articulate like you. Some of the guys I heard from, they did a little bit of time in jail, did a little bit of reading, and they could put some things together, but seems like you got the whole puzzle.
A lot of people aren't willing to do what it takes or sacrifice some things for freedom of the multitude. But this is all of our truth, and it's a reality. And the only way we're going to get free is to get in our proper person. Is anytime they can use you as their property, which they have the right to dispose of at will, because that's in the bucket. And I can pull that up and let you read that as well for yourself. That's what they say when you're their property. It's Shatet, 3/5 of a human being. They're saying that you're their property, and that's how they're trading you in and out of these courtrooms, like cattle. They're using it as an economic. They're using the maritime system that only deals with economics on the water, on land against us. And they were able to do that from the crash site in D.C., the 10 square mile. All of these things that you're hearing about defunding and different things, we don't need to defund. We need to take control of our communities because they have no more authority on the land. And it's been taken, the documents have been out there out in the public domain, so they have to put these things out. What we have to do is get in our proper person and claim our inheritance. Because we are the indigenous people to the land. We have the blood, we have the right, and we have the knowledge to claim what's ours. See, they don't know that. That's what 2019 is about. All of the contracts were over. That's why this is Jubilee. All debts are supposed to be paid under the Jubilee year. That's what they were talking about, Reconstruction. The last Reconstruction was 1871. The Organic Act, when they took our place and our stand on our land, and they started calling us Indian givers and different things. This is where those titles come from these people that are de facto mirroring the jure government and taking our rights. So we have to step into our proper person in the law term is corporea persona jure, where no other entity can speak for you and you are recognizing it. But once we call ourselves black on these platforms, that's letting them know that we are imbeciles in law and that we don't know who we are. And on the world stage, they're telling people that these people are animals. They don't even know that the land is there, so we have to be their trustees. Because they're out of their mind. They don't even know, they think they came over their own ship. But the land is there. They don't even know that they are the indigenous people that have had, as the OG said, a coup. The first coup was them taking our status and standing on our land. And we willfully giving it over to them. So no one is making us do anything. You know, no one is taking anything from us. We just don't know who we are. And we're not in appropriate for time so we can speak for ourselves. We are dead in law because we're calling ourselves black, which isn't a status. It isn't a nation. It isn't anything. That's
so you were speaking to it, not to cut you off, you were speaking to it what I was talking about earlier when I think Champion was saying we need to get a card or something so we can vote. Now I get our own market. And I said you need a flag or something. You need something more than that.
You don't need a card. You know, there are multiple organizations already that are represented in the UN that have flags, representation, names, you know, so that there are already groups that are doing it. A lot of people just aren't aware. I agree with the brother, the only chain is the paper chain. And we're not the minority. We are not the minority in the sense of numbers. We're the minority in the sense that by their law, they're calling us minorities because they're saying we're incapable of making conscientious decisions. You understand? As pertaining to the law. So I 100% agree with the brother. The only change we have now, paper change. That's it. So I have a question. Let's cut you off. I have a question to the brother. So,
Yeah,
2022 today, if you was to go about moving your system, what paperwork do you need to have, and where exactly are we going to present this paperwork to make this argument to start getting the things that belong to us naturally?
there's no argument. It's all there. They've already given everything back in the American Declaration of Indigenous People. And they say in that document that they can't tell us how to self-identify, how to use our resources, or come back together as a community to heal our people. That's all in the document. They know who we are. We just don't know them. And getting me a proper person is just saying that I'm not protected by, or I'm not a part of the United States corporation, because it's not a country. It's a corporation. So on paper, it has a gloss number. It has never been anything but a corporation operating on our soil to do commerce. And we, as an indigenous people, on paper it says Moroccan. On paper it says that we are all Moors, everybody of color. It's not talking about one individual group. It's speaking of an indigenous race of people that they stated, like they called us Negro, Black, Indians, to displace us from knowing that this was our land. And these are all facts. It's all in the message. You can go to the history, which I can show you everywhere to go to get to where we are now, and where they gave us everything back. Like what Biden said, blacks will never get reparations unless indigenous Indians or people get them first. Well, what he's telling you is you're not in your proper person. And in the consular notification access from the Department of State, it's labeling you as a stateless being. Because if you are a 14th Amendment citizen that was null and void, because they couldn't give you rights that were already yours. They're giving you things, rights that were already yours. They're taking them away, actually, what they did with the 14th Amendment. It was never wrote into law. It was null and void from the beginning. And we're saying that the 14th Amendment citizens, that place for you as a stateless being. That means you're an abandoned vessel left at sea. You don't have anybody protecting you, but you're claiming to be a part of a country that's not a country, first of all, and that you couldn't be a part of. Because the Dred Scott case stipulates that any person of African descent could never be a United States citizen. So while we're under the assumption that we're United States citizens, on paper, you are stateless beings. It doesn't matter how much money you have or anything. That's how they're able to control the lives of the athletes. Like Kwame said, he isn't lying about them destroying everything that they have if they help them keep. But sometimes you have to say, is it worth me losing who I am, losing my soul, to please someone that's going to rob me in the long run and throw me out the fly like they've done everyone else that looks. Okay. It's not just people, it's white Europeans as well. On paper, they don't have a land site. We do. We have and land rights to it. And they can prove it. It's all proof to you. The superseding document is the UN Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Exactly. And what is happening, because I'm in Belize. So what happens is groups have gotten together and created their own constitution and have created their identity by linking it into history, by proving who they are, by resurrecting language, mother tongue, all of that. So it's like, so I'll give you an example. It's a lot of, my movie is here in the lead news on it. You know, our land is under protection. You understand? Because we are indigenous people. The indigenous peoples here that are recognized are the Ichiakuana, the Mayans, there's a bunch of different groups. Now in the United States, there are many different groups too, because there are like sovereign, there are people that have made that claim, and they've been recognized and they're invited to the United Nations Council, and they represent themselves and their interests
individually, not as like everybody trying to say, hey, we black, you know, that's not a nation. You know, that's not a person when it comes to, you know, records and treaties and people, you know, respecting who we are. So it does take work. There are organizations in the United States that have gone through that. So, you know, here in North America, and we have the land cap over 1 million square miles with the Watchdog Democracy. They in a court case from 1848, exactly, that states that the land is called Henry Turner. There's a Henry Turner versus the United States that states that we own the land, right? Not a state. So we have the longest standing treaty, and if the treaty ceases to exist, they would have to leave our land. So now they're acting there. They're mirroring the real government, the real lawful government, with the fraudulent de facto government, and they're acting as if we don't know anything, and that we don't know who we are. We don't have to get any other way. We just have to get in our proper person, because it's already written in stone who we are and who the land is. So why would we have to start something over to get what was ours in the first place? On record and on paper inside.
So I have a question now. How do I get into my proper person, and what do I need to have in order for me to start this process? And where do I need to go and get the thing done?
You are biographer, brother? Are you biographer?
Yeah.
So let me let you know this. They call it the UN GRIP, or the United Nations Declaration of Indigenous People. The biathletes have been recognized. You know, but that's just for you. There are other organizations like these. I don't want to call them organizations. They're bloodlines, like the Watchdog bloodline that the brother was speaking about. You know, they proved that the whole Louisiana Purchase territory was legally annexed by the United States government, and they're all out land. That they are the owners of this land, you know, and they have like a matriarchal stone at this time, and it was under the Empress Hideyoshi Gospel Turner L.B. I'm putting out information in this space so you can go research, not to just be right or wrong. I want you to
just be careful what we're saying on the internet. I do appreciate the other brother for saying that. Holistic herb, that's why I want you to email me. But a lot of this information that you guys are putting out, I think you can put your email in the chat, and if people want to come get that information, they can come get that information.
Well, the United Nations Declaration of Indigenous People is very certified.
So I have another question.
If you want to get involved in certified countries from the Library of Congress, so you can have authenticated documents stating that
Library of Congress?
Yes, from the Library of Congress. All of the documentation is available through the Library of Congress, and you can get certified copies of the documents and stating that this is law and this is fact. You don't have to keep going on assumptions and what we should do. We should stick to the facts, the truth, and the law, and stay within the realms and the bounds of the law, and hold them to the Constitution that's on record, the longest standing treaty on record. And they've proven over and over again that they are incapable of governing law. What they're saying we're incapable of doing, they've been bankrupt numerous times, and they're incapable of governing the whole thing. We need peace back on our land, and we need it done right. And we're not asking anybody to leave because they're black and white affected by what's going on. They just haven't felt it. And then once the truth comes out and everything hits the fan, we'll see that there's no big eyes or little U's. They're going to feel the same things that we are feeling. They know these things. That's why you have them calling themselves national, because now they don't have any idea what's going to happen or what's going on. With their not. So they don't have blood ties to the land or heirs to the land. See, I'm fighting these battles in court as we speak, because we have
salt mines and the brine contracts and oil reserves on our land, and they're fine folks before the Union County Arkansas, and use their fraudulent fact of judges to write out contracts that we don't want to be in with our land. We want to be able to do and use our land and be free. We don't want to be in any more contracts. So we're fighting an actual fight with our land, hundreds of acres of land that we've lost hundreds of acres of land dealing with these people. So I'm not telling you something that I'm not actively going to. And
Okay. So my question is, I know this question might be stupid or whatever. So let's say you go through the proper channel to be a proper person. Are they going to physically allocate a land for us? Or is this supposed to be some kind of documentation that they will give you for you to do whatever you want to do? But that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, but
that's why those created by resources that we have here, because the resources are being held for the indigenous people. So when we do get in our proper person. That's why our gas prices are so high, because they can't use the resources. They can only borrow against our gold reserve. That's where the debt came in. And they are using the people who are backing their debt, which is our debt system. If you're not in your proper person, that's correct. But once you're in your proper person, they have to see you in law at that point. Justice is no longer blind at that point. You're no longer 3/5 a man, you're 5/5 realized. See, that's saying that they're 14th Amendment, they're not 3/5 a human being in law. You know what I'm saying?
okay, cool.
You're dead in law, but you have to declare and put them on notice of who you are. You don't have to join a group. They can't tell you how to self-identify. As the brother talked about rights of the American indigenous people have. You know what I'm saying? They can't tell you how to self-identify. You put them on notice. Exactly. If you go to them and you're asking them for their approval, you're relinquishing their jurisdiction to a fraudulent system. You have to ask them on notice and let them know this is who I am. I have blood ties and rights to humanity. I have the knowledge and I have the blood to claim my land. They can't tell you anything different because they will have to prove you wrong in your day to tell you on your land that this is who you are. That's what
I'm trying to bring it down. I'm trying to bring it down to a regular form, so in a physical form. So basically, I can go to any land and say I want this land.
Certain things you just can't say over the internet.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We're putting that email.
Okay, because I kind of got carried away because you think something
that might help today.
but I don't knowledge and not applying it to the with the knowledge. So I'm just applying it today. I'm just asking questions to kind of
look at this example. This is no funny. This is no explanation of where you'll get cut off. This is just general. The Gullah Geechee Nation is recognized by the United Nations as having land, connection to the land, blood link from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Florida. If you research Gullah Geechee Nation, you will see where the UN recognizes that nation. They make their claims, they say who they are, they put the earth on notice. You understand? They have flag. I'm just giving that as an example because it's relative to the chat. So if you want to understand more, you gotta go to that UN book, the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Reading that will help you understand what you have to do to put the world on notice. You understand? Now there's other steps too, because once you do that, you're dedicated to the pioneering work. You're dedicated to development of language, which is something that we
touched into, and we had to resurrect our language and modernize our language so that it can be used, you know, now, you know, our ways, our wisdom, you know, the way we teach here, land is a biodiversity generator, right? Land is power, right? Also, your biocultural standing and your connection to the land is important. Um, you know, without land, it's hard to have stories and cosmology because that's based off of how you're living on the land. So it's kind of a catch-22 in human beings. Without the land, it's hard to make that God and spiritual connection and that higher wisdom connection that you have to make to do everything that the UN grip tells you need to do to put the world on notice. Developing your own constitution, your flag, linguistics, yearly putting out art. You know, like that's something we do heavily. We put out information in our mother tongue. You understand? And what that does is that's another way of putting the world on notice so that they can see this. You understand what I'm saying? See how it's going to develop.
Right, and I read something that was saying that, you know, if you was born in the United States and you have a birth certificate, then you're selling your rights to the United States, which I was born here, you know what I'm saying? So that, and I have a birth certificate, so that mean that I sold
you could run the
myself.
you could run the birth certificate and bonds. You know how when you buy a bond, a government bond, and you say you find some bonds in a basement, and you want to research and to find out information on these bonds, you could transfer ownership of those bonds. There's a searching system that you use. You can use that system, put your birth certificate number in that system, and it'll tell you how much you worth. How much your bond is worth.
It's the social security number on the CNEI utility. It's the social security number in there, and it shows you how you're being traded on the stock market and all of the businesses that you are running. That's a little bit slower, my brother. GMEI utility. It's a website, it's a government site. You go in, you put your social security number exactly the way it is on the social security card, and the abbreviation from the state that you were born in. And it will show you every business that you're funding overseas, and it will show you how you're being traded on the stock market. And you can get this document right here, and it will tell you that you are a state, that you are an abandoned vessel left at sea, that you have no standing in law. Because it says this manual that tells the United States how they have to deal with people, foreigners, the Foreign Relations and Access Manual. It doesn't apply to so-called blacks or African Americans because we don't have any standing in law once you take on that title or once you become protected by, because you can't be a citizen of the United States, which is, not taking my word, is incorporated, as the incorporated paper
They changed.
in 1945, and there's the Dunn and Bradstreet number 4. I have all the documentation to prove everything I'm saying. These are all certified copies from the Library of Congress. And what you do to get in your proper person, I put them on notice with non-trust, and you have everything, your fee schedules and everything involved, so you can have your right. But you're just putting them on notice. You're not giving them any authority over your vessel, over your proper person. Because if you're not in your proper person, you are an abandoned person that's at sea. The law doesn't recognize, no matter how much money you have, no matter what your status is. Because, as you know, Mark, as an athlete, you've seen a lot of homework that end up with nothing. They had millions of dollars by design. Correct. Thing that you said that happened to you when you wanted to buy their neighborhood, that's by design. Because they don't want you to know that this is yours. You can buy this and get a land tax and own the land. That's why the United States lost the international court hearing, because they didn't own the land. They said that we had abandoned our land because we were fighting the Seminole War. Everyone had been down to help fight the Seminole War, and they declared the land abandoned. And that's how they stole out of the moment, and that's what they did. Paper terrorism is what it's called. That's what they did to us as a people. And this is congressional record. Right here where it states that the 14th Amendment is non-null and void. Right there, you can read it for yourself. And it gives 3 reasons why. All of these are documents from Congress. This is the saturation.
Where you can show them.
It's citizenship of the United States is saturation and protection of law. Of how you became protected by the United States in 1906. This hasn't been a long time that this has happened to us. It just recently happened within the last 150 years when they were burning down the Black Wall Street. Those were that's when this is right here is the Buck Act where it states that they're property. United States Buck Act. You can go on record to the Library of Congress and get that. And it states right here. If you can read that document right here, it says that you're their property. I'll read. It states, okay.
You can read
this
it.
federal area attaches to anyone who has a social security number or any person in personal contact with the federal or state government. Thus, the federal government has uncertain sovereignty of the people and state sovereignty by creating these federal areas within the boundaries of the states under the authority of the federal constitution. Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2, which states, the Congress shall have the power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territories or other property belonging to the United States. Nothing in the Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state. Therefore, the United States citizens of the District of Columbia residing in one of the states of the Union are classified as property. There it is right there, as property. So if you're claiming to be a United States citizen, you're their property. And they know that because of Dred Scott in the 13th Amendment, with all 20 clauses, clause 12 states that you could never be a United States citizen because they are foreign to this land. They're here to operate out of friendship and peace with commerce. And that's how they're bringing us in and out of the ports. They're treating us like chattel cattle. Like they're training us as a sailborn, and the magistrates are pretending to be Article 3 judges, and they're writing bonds against our estate because we're the rightful heirs to the land. And they're our trustees, acting as our trustees, because they're saying these people are imbeciles, they're emblems. Everything that they say in the media every day, minority, to perpetuate the lie on us, they're speaking on a world stage, achieving our states instead of our land. So it's all factual and true. And the documents that where they giving everything back, because they had this is it, it was written in 2016. So they know it. And they're saying it in the public domain. Like Biden said, blacks will never get reparations. Because you can't, because you're not recognizing the law. It's not even defined in law. Your driver's license isn't defined in law by the Department of Justice, by their state. That just puts you up under their protection. That's you giving all of your rights and your authority over to them, where they have the right to dispose of them. But when you're in your proper person, appropriate persona, so no one can speak for you to you. No one, you don't have a God that isn't you or God. Oh, but once you fall up under their dominion, they have the right to dispose of. And I don't feel comfortable giving someone else the right to dispose of my vessel and me. Right? Brother, do you have a YouTube page? Yeah, so let's get it figured out. Okay, because they're asking for your email. I think y'all should just go to the YouTube page and then you can get in contact with them. I'm sure there's email and everything on there. And if it is, I'm going to email you as well if you're not going to email me. So this thing is, it's a conversation I need to have with you because of some stuff that I heard about 2 months ago.
So basically, he's saying that you cannot be a citizen of strangers who came to another land. You cannot be a citizen of them in that same land where they came to.
that is all considered part of the 1 million square miles. So your land, we're all one people. You know,
Right.
No matter what they tell us, we're all going through the same trials and tribulations on every continent of this earth. And liberating yourself with truth is the only way to be liberated. Because if you're living a lie, you're going to be captive to that lie. You have to step outside of that box and understand your papa first. Man, explain that. But I don't go back and forth, brother. I'm a believer because some gathering TV is childish, and I only want to deal with the facts. And anything outside of the law and what we need to do to get free, I don't want to engage in. But I appreciate the time.
No, we definitely not letting nobody name you up. But they want to know your whole YouTube channel. The whole thing.
I think it's holistic paradise. It's a little paradise.
Yeah, not overlay institute. They're gonna have to change this overlay because they can't see it. If you take myself down.
Holistic
Yeah, holistic herb paradise. Man, but that was some great knowledge, man. If you can email me at buslikebiz@gmail.com, I want to reach out to you.
And brother, just take the knowledge and do your own research because it's not my knowledge, it's not my word, it's something for us to find our way.
Right. No, I'll talk to you about it. I just got a few questions that I think you can answer. Okay. My email is buslikebiz@gmail.com.
Buslikebiz,
Yep. BUSTLIFEBIZ@gmail.com.
Crumb, your show is kicking ass. This is why you tune in, because you learn different things every day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be about a subject and then it goes into something else, whereby people are gaining free information and knowledge. I've learned a lot just by being on here. You know what I'm saying? Today I've gained so many brain cells that I lost, 2 days ago. I gained them all back. You know, so
this is just for tell him to go get his posse with a fee schedule of what they can't do. And then I don't know if he's here
Oh, he in this back room.
in his proper person, so they have to recognize in the law what he can't shoot him down in the street and do his children in any what kind of way. Then I'm talking.
I think I know what you're talking about, brother. That's why. That's why.
how do I get my proper person? How do I get my proper person?
Hey, listen, the brother just put his YouTube page up there. Everything.
Hey, bro, you know we kind of.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to
Right. Hey, I'm excited about this one here.
Yeah, I want to need some contact. I'm excited. Okay. Go to tribespeoplecross.media, right? And you'll see examples of art, music, and things that is put forward by the Ichiyakutana people. You can actually see application of the UNDRIC in action. My other webpage is
say that one more time, brother. The UNRI.
the UNDRIC, the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Because whether you say you're African, whatever, if you got the oldest gene on the planet and you the original man, you're the most indigenous people on the planet. So that applies to you, you know. Whereas like black this and black that, that's why it's not working. That's why people are spinning the wheels, you know. So my other website is tribes.eco, tribz.eco, and our indigenous community.
Go down and get all the black.
We ourselves to serve some conservation needs
And lock it.
in the country. So that's pretty much like the conservation, the science, education, engineering, development, and sustainability section of what we do. But our lands are urge, our greediness deserves. Yeah, that's so,
And the resources.
exactly. The resources as well. Because you know, we got rivers running through our land. And the funny thing about it, I was hearing somebody talking about the gold standard, but the gold standard is set, is superseded by the land because you extract the gold from the land. You know, I can go down there and spend a day and, you know, pull a couple of gold nuggets if I'm gonna make the trip. You know, like land is biodiversity, land is power. You know, land is water. You know, if you got springs, land is wood. You know, and wood is like gold. You know, I'll tell you, being from the East, wood is like a golden commodity. Sometimes it's been more valuable than gold because we service the world. You know, with our exotic woods. So it's very important. Like what you got to do is you get your land, you understand your land, you integrate. It's called integrative bionomics. You integrate with that land, and that's where culture is really developed. Right now in America, we're dealing with a toxic culture. I would advise people to read Dr. Thomas Sowell to get, you know, a little bit more in depth into where like a lot of the research, a lot of what they're calling black and folks culture in the United States comes from white. You know, so you know what the brother is introducing is a whole nother dynamic. It's a whole nother level of time. It ain't easy. You know. We've been working at it for years. We the second generation. My children are the first generation of teaching their mother tongue again. And I got adults here in their 20s now. So, you know, it takes a lot. You know, medicine and things like here. I don't know if you know about Central America, but almost everything pharmaceutical and study, you know, that they do about medicine is happening here. They're coming here to interact with the ayahuasca. They're coming here to interact with the healing herbs. Everything that everybody on the market in the face is selling, this and that. You know, that stuff that's on a secondary market. You know, if you got the land, you can access everything direct. And it's a whole different level outside of it. You know, because you really don't know what somebody makes up in the body. That's just good. Everything is market period is the lead of the United States. You know, and it's all about slavery. It's always been about slavery, and it's never changed. So all they're trying to do is like feed you happiness, how to be a happy slave. That's what they're trying to condition you to.
Right.
And it's like domestication, like you take a dog, the bitch ass wolves became the dogs that we keep in our houses now. You know, that's called domestication. You know, in order to get higher education in the United States, look at George Washington Carver. They castrated him for him to be the top scientist in history. You know, he had to undergo castration to learn that science. So it's the slavery thing is super deep, and the level that it works on. You know, there's no way. The market of beef is the market. That's what it is. You know, and if you submit to these markets, and you submit to what they call it corporate, how's the brother finally say, corporate policy. You know what I'm saying? You're giving yourself to, you know, people think that I'm just working a job. Nah, you're giving your energy. You're giving your investment. Energy is currency. Paper money is just fiat. You know, you're investing your time and energy. I had to learn something deep, man. When I was in the States, we flushed toilet into the sewer, and I'm like, man, this is sick. This gotta, like, because there's subtle things that's like magic that if you keep doing, it's gonna make you sick. You know, just at the roots. The subtle things that's in the culture that you learn from somebody else, it's gonna make you sick. You know, and I had to figure out, look, man, we running our whole infrastructure on biogas. You know, where our waste is powering our generators and our cooking materials, you know. So it's deep, you know. It's something you gotta dedicate yourself in the inner generation, you know. That's what's most important, you know.
To revolve back on what you said about, working a job and that being slavery, you know, I don't. So when it comes to the job, the only thing I disagree with when it comes to a job and working in a company is when you are working for a company, they get bigger and they make more money, but your salary is still the same. So that's the part that I don't agree with, and that's the part that is slavery to me. So it's supposed to be, if you're working on a job or a company, the more money they make, the more money you should make, and they should be able to pay you enough to branch out on your own and start your own shit. And then they'll be able to, and then that will free up that space for somebody else to get the job. Because there's no reason for somebody to be on a job for 20 years. That doesn't make any sense. If you're on a job for 20 years, that means you have never made enough money to go and be on your own. And then that same spot that you're holding, nobody else can fill that spot because you're still there. So a company is supposed to increase people's wages. The more money they make, the more money you get. So then we should be able to leave the company and go start your own shit. And then somebody else can come in to that same company and fill up their position.
All right, well, Champ, we're gonna let the last guy go because I'm gonna get up out of this thing. Go ahead, Jordan.
Well, thank you, Kwame, and let me speak it. Like everybody was saying on the panel, man, I'm proud of what you're doing, man, because I learned so much. Where everybody jumped the jewels, you just respect everybody that come through there. And what our boy was talking about, man, that's a magic thing going on because my mom and dad's from Natchez, Mississippi. And that's where I always learned my black history because I was born in Texas, but I always went back to Mississippi as a little kid to learn my true black history from the elders that is no longer here today. But with this land stuff going on and people don't know, in the state of Mississippi, they giving vouchers to people to buy land in Mississippi because they took all the resources out, and the people that run Mississippi, the people with the power, they own slave money, they losing their money. It's a group of black people is trying to buy. We got one of the, I think, three of the biggest plantations in the United States in Natchez, Mississippi, and they ain't making money off their slave houses no more. A lot of people don't know that a lot of these people in southern states, these white folks that own these slave houses, they've been making money off our own people, these slave houses. They call it things like museum houses now. You pay $20 a certain fee, and every year, around Black History Month, a bunch of tour buses come every year. And it be a bunch of elder white people that want to learn slavery. And they make a lot of money off these houses for years. And so, I know Mississippi's one of the poor states, but we got a lot of celebrities that's moving like Morgan Freeman, Dion is coming down here with the Jackson State. And they trying to control a lot of stuff, but they giving out vouchers for people that wanted to buy land. And if you turn your land into agriculture, into farmland, and the tax, they giving you credits and all this stuff to go with it. So it's a lot of stuff that people don't know that's what's going on in the state of Mississippi. It's very valuable right now because my parents own land back home. And I'm trying to get into it, but what they doing is it's a race. It's a race in America. What I mean about that, it's a race for individual races and who's going to advance in this United States. And black people, we are advanced. Even though we got a lot of successful black people, but what they're doing is they bring these Mexicans into these deep southern states. I know Texas is the South, but it's the difference between the South and the dirty South. I'm talking about North Carolina, Alabama, all the black, it's a really lot of black history that you can learn in these other states. And they bring these Mexicans in, and I'm not racist, dog. I got more love for my Latino brothers. I mean, I'm a Texan, so they damn near my brothers. But they bringing them in to take the job of the black people that our young generation don't have the skills that our grandpa do. Like she said earlier, Kwame, there's a lot of uncles I know in Mississippi and these other states don't have no damn degree, but they can build a house from scratch. But what the thing is, they don't want to, our generation is not going to plumbing, building houses, electricity in these deep southern states. And they bring the minorities, Latinos in, because they know they're going to work.
Right.
And they know they're going to work, and it's going to be cheap labor. So I can get a group of Mexicans, take them down to Mississippi, have them stay in my house for free while y'all build up my house and build up and they taking over all the land. As black people, we are losing a lot of land without the knowledge. But what you doing in your platform is aware a lot of people about land. And land right now is the most thing that's going down in them southern states. I'm talking about there's a lot of opportunity that's going in these southern states that people don't know what's going on. And before you get ready to go, I want to say something about I think we lost our from our elders, from my grandma. My grandma passed away, and a lot of other elder grandma was gone, and I think we left from that. Because a lot of people don't know, a lot of your great people, the United States came from these southern states. Mississippi, Oprah, I mean Morgan Freeman, you got Tookie Williams that came out of Mississippi. And they don't get the knowledge of all success that came from these southern states. And I think we forgot that when people left Mississippi to try to go up north to get the job, we forgot to come back and come back to these southern states to help our people. Because I can remember everybody used to come from Birmingham.
Bitch, I'm tripping.
I used to be my cousin from California, from Chicago. Because my family trace longer than the Mississippi River. Because I know who I am through my ancestors, through my grandma. And a lot of people don't know. Most of the people that live on Mississippi River, my grandma, I was showing a picture of my great grandma. She looked damn near Indian with straight hair. So I know a lot of black people say, yeah,
My God, freestyle. Man. It's not letting me do the skin tone.
People down south, we left with a north, the Compton, and all that. And we can feel that bridge back. Because I don't care how much money you make in this world, or how much intelligent you think you are as a black man. At the end of the day, in America, you feel an N-word to certain people in America. I don't care how much money you got, or rich or nothing. You will feel an N-word.
And it's another thing I want you to slow down and expound on, because I think it's a lot of people miss the fact that a lot of people that move to New York, to North Carolina, to all these different places.
They move some junk.
They from the South.
From the South.
Moved from the South. Migrated to different places with your Southern.
That's why Southern Cali, everybody that lives Southern California, they posted up people in Southern California, no roots, is in Mississippi. Most of y'all are Georgia, Alabama, Memphis, all that. Most of y'all are from the South. But we spread it so far out, people got to bring their money back there to our grandma's house. And that's the one thing my mama did. My mama did graduated from Mississippi, left. After they graduated Mississippi, they hit the Underground Railroad like a lot of black families and left from some states to go to Texas or Chicago. But what we tried to do is we took the money that they made in Texas, we took it back down south to my grandmama's house and try to help our people. Now, some people are still stuck in the Underground Railroad. To this day, people are still stuck in the Underground Railroad trying to go up north. But they ain't telling y'all Louisiana and Mississippi, it's a remigration going on. The people that live up north, the county and all the people that got all their money, and they can't live up there, they coming back down south and trying to buy all the property back up. And at the end of the day, black people ain't gonna have nowhere to go. Just like the New Orleans. I got a lot of family in there because I got roots down there. That was the Louisiana Purchase all over again. Because if you can remember, they were calling New Orleans chocolate city when that black mayor had. And most of the black people in New Orleans, they own most of the properties in New Orleans. So it was getting too crazy that after that Katrina, a lot of people back home lost their home, paid for work, couldn't get their housing back. And you notice a lot of celebrities after Katrina flew down New Orleans and started buying up property left and right. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on all the way around America. And I think if we, as black people, if I don't grab no land and hold on to it, you ain't gonna be able to spend on nothing. Because what they doing is they breaking all black people up all the way around. They breaking people up.
And to piggyback on what you're saying about us not having a place to stay in a few years or whatever, it's happening right now in Houston because if you go to Hillcroft, it's all Spanish over there, right? All the business over there is owned by Spanish, right? And you come to the Southwest, Chinese, they own them and everything. So we don't have no area in Houston where it's, you know, it's gonna be a bunch of black people there, but everything there is owned by black. We don't have that. You have a place where, you know, African control, where it's African business and African everything, and some foreigners, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about black Americans born here. They don't have, or we don't have anywhere we can say, okay, this is where we at, and everything on this area is controlled by us. So if you don't have that, that means you don't have nowhere to go already. Now imagine they start buying up all the houses, all the apartments, with the Chinese buying them up, and when they do that, they can easily say, look, man, if you black, we don't want to live in here. Where you gonna go?
Samsung just moved a new office. I live in Austin, Texas right now. One of the fastest economy employment that's growing by the minute in Austin, Texas. We got the new Tesla thing just moved down here in Austin, Texas. We got the Google, Amazon everywhere down there. I own a house. Me and my wife own a house on the other side of town. Google had came to me and my wife trying to buy my property that it worth like $475,000. Now if the house ain't really worth $475,000, it's all about the location where the house is at. I'm in prime location. So when I saw Starbucks moved into my neighborhood, I told my wife, oh shit, it's time to upgrade this house, rent it out. So I took a small loan, a second mortgage on the house, because I don't have 80,000 laying around. I consider myself 1,000.
Right.
I'm 1,000. I ain't
Right.
a millionaire, I'm 1,000.
Right.
Make 90,000 a year. But that, but I'm learning that right now, that people that own their home, don't sell your house if you don't have to. Because my goal is that what I've been learning since I'm 42, I'm playing catch up. Because I wish I would have known what I know now. I wish I was doing that shit back then. I think I would have been a multi-millionaire, but you get older with wisdom. But I noticed that right now, Google and everybody else is going to people's houses, and Chinese people down here is coming to people with briefcases, cashing you out, $375,000 for a shack, and black people are cashing them out. So black people right now is getting a lot of money for selling their houses, but they fucked it up in the long run.
Right.
Because I realized if I sell my house for $475,000, yeah, I probably can flip that $470,000 and do something with it, go to Mississippi and live like a king. But I got 2 kids that graduate this year, and I'm learning like everybody else that learns this property game, that we gotta create generational wealth where I don't want too much in my life right now. I mean, I'm happy. I got a roof over my head. I got a good wife. hope my kids are graduated. Hell yeah, I want a Bugatti, a Lamborghini. I want to ride in the Chico and do all that, but I'm not going to kill myself for that because I'm rich inside. I can go where I want to. I can take vacation when I want to, but I know that if I sell this house, I can rent it out, maybe get 2,200 to rent, 6,500 on property, and try to leave it to my kids. I want my kids to have something. They don't have to work too hard when they get old. So I think black people can learn about generational wealth. They need something to their kids, because I think a lot of black people try to be like King Tut. They try to take that shit to break.
I mean, and it comes, and you know, it's the history behind that. You know what I mean? Like when you work so hard to get something, you don't think, oh, that's the natural thing for one.
I know a lot of white people. My wife is German. She's from Berlin. You know, I get a lot of slack because you married a white woman. But I try to tell people she's not American. She's German. Not because I can tell people the first place where they were integration was in the place in Germany called Hamburg. That was the first place where blacks and whites could get married in a place in Germany called Hamburg. So all people started against black people. I had the opportunity to grow up in a suburban place in Austin. And I grew up with a lot of race. And football helped me. One thing about sports, and I tell everybody, it's not just because you try to go to the NFL and college, free college, all things. One thing about sports, it helped me to work with other races. That's the most thing I got out of sports. I learned how to work with other races and help me. So this shit they be talking about racist and all that people. Yeah, we got racist people out here, but the white man helped me faster than some of these black men.
The right
No, I'm just speaking facts. I am some man, a Jewish man. Man, I know that it's white privilege. I know that. Because since I married my wife, we've been together 5 years, it's certain doors that I can't go in because our marriage is safe. And I start to see that shit. But now that we play this game, like when we go back to Mississippi, she never been down south. There's one place that you don't know. Traveling from Texas to Mississippi, that's Jasper, Texas. You don't want to get caught in Jasper, Texas. It's certainly sundown town that you will be in a situation that you don't want to be in. You know, and I hate to say that, but it is some places that in America that white folks don't want you at, but everybody's not racist. Everybody is, and one thing I learned in Unity Angel, everything that you talk about, Kwame, you can find the same character in every race on this planet.
right,
The same character
right.
in every race in this America.
That's
So
true.
I don't know what people talk about, man. It's all
Yeah, but-
news flat.
But let's be real. But let's be real and be fair. Everybody is not racist, true, but everybody benefits from racism. Every white person is not racist, but every white person benefits from racism. So let's put that in there so we
Black
know.
people do
No.
the same thing. I talk to a lot of real estate people. I've been learning about this. And I talk to this black man. Because my father and brother, they own the 422 place in the hood of Austin. You know what I'm saying? And I talk to a lot of these other black dudes. And I asked him, I said, man, why? He said, why you invest in black communities and stuff like that? And he told me, I got kind of mad, like, man, only thing black people gonna do when I invest in it, they tear your shit up, and I have money, I lose money investing in black in the hood, the neighborhood, and as soon as the white man start coming in and buying out the property, he told me, yeah, I love when that happens, because I'm on the other end of the stick. When you on the other end of the stick, and your neighborhood change, and you on the upper end of the stick, you're gonna sell your house because you on the upper end of the stick. And the people at the lower end of the stick getting the bad in it because, damn, what can you do? I'm about to lose my house. they raise the property taxes. And you got black people that just like you and me, brother, that are not racist, but they roll with the racist act, if you understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
And so
I get what you're saying. You know,
it's a game. Since I married this woman, I know how to put the mask on and mask off. Like I'm a Texas boy. I don't like no fucking horses. I don't like none of this shit. But when I put my cowboy hat on and my boots when I'm at work, because I do a delivery service in trucking, I get a whole different type of attitude. White boys come up to me, how you doing, sir? White man, you sure look good, sir. And I say, damn, because I put this costume on.
Right.
I go through certain doors that for the presentation that I can get through that I have motherfucking neck. So
Right. You look non-threatening. You look like what they like. You look non-threatening. You look like what they like. You got your cowboy hat on. You got your
My elder taught me to put on the Tony Llamas and the Nakonas when I hit Texas to do business down in them areas. So I know exactly what you're talking about, guys.
damn right. And all the skin and all the this whole America. See when people fuck voting and all that shit. Because when I go to these voting booths, you don't see a lot of these Chinese at the booth. They don't got money. Money is power. Once we get the power and the money, we gonna change everything. We don't have to go vote because money is power.
See, we got
Plain as that.
we got the money. We just have to apply it.
Shoot.
You know, we have the money already. Sometimes we have the money already.
You a damn
We
lie.
need the minds who are like-minded to come together and use that money to help. You know, the
Well,
mayor.
today,
You know,
you're right about that. Today, did that happen? Oh, ain't nobody going to work no more. The day that happened, you ain't going to work no more. You know why? Because you gonna trash the poor. See, they need us to be consumers. Once we stop being the seller, the monopoly game is over with. This is the monopoly game. It's just like the monopoly game. You roll the dice, you can go to jail, you can get rich, you can live under a bridge. Hey, you gotta play this system.
So we got the money. We got the money. We got the money, but it's no order because we're talking about capital. Financial is secondary to intellectual capital.
Facts.
There's natural capital, there's cultural capital, built capital, there's political capital, individual capital, and social capital. Now we chasing money. That's just one element. You know,
But we always had the money. We always had the money. Imagine Mississippi and Vicksburg was one of the richest towns in the world. When you remember that movie Life, when the boys went down to Natchez under the hill to get their moonshine, that's where I'm from. I don't live too far from my grandma's house from the Devil Punch Bowl. And I'm gonna tell you something. My grandparents, she had a two joint, she had a beauty shop, and my dad went to private school in the 6th, in the 5th. My grandmama, everybody in them country towns had brick houses. And when Black Wall Street fell, it was a domino thing. Because when that shit happened to every major city, black city in America that was thriving. It took the resources out. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing. The thing called race, it's a race. It's called a race. That's what they face. And he in last place. The football in last place.
Yeah, I mean, this whole racism thing, you know, I don't really dismiss it because I know it works, but I just know it's not in the way in 2022. That shit is not in the way in 2022 because we got one.
It is in the way. It is in the way, big dog.
Man, look, you know how I know it's not in the way? It's because if you have money and you're saying we want this right here done, right? And the same people that we claiming to be the racist one, and we're going to get companies to do whatever it is that we're trying to do. They don't do it because we're giving them the money. You see what I'm saying? The only problem is when you go as an individual to do it, they can easily reject you or turn you down or even kill you because you're by yourself. But when it's a group, strong, like-minded people, it's hard for me to get away.
You right. You right. You 100% right. But the only thing wrong with that, you gotta think. You gotta think next. Now, yeah. Let's say you go get your group of people, and let's say you want to open up some kind of company. Any way it goes, you still gotta go through your white man. If you don't profit, you pay taxes. Anything, they always get a cut. That's why they so. That's why they are ahead of the game and would never get knocked off. Because if you trying to build a nation, if you trying to go build a community, you gotta come to John Deere of my place to buy my equipment. If you make a remote, my nigga, you gotta come to me to get some make that.
Facts.
So that's why we always gonna be behind because they always 10 steps ahead. If you need this, oh yeah, we gonna get them this way. If you need that, oh yeah, we gonna get them this way.
Yeah, but at the same time, just like you said, if I'm trying to make a remote, I need to get a battery, right? If I have money, I can buy the battery. I'm not gonna turn my money down now because you make the battery to sell it to make money. So you're not gonna put all that work in, pay all these workers to manufacture the battery, and I have the money, and you're saying, nah, I don't want the money. You gonna take the money.
If that was the case, when you go buy certain toys and certain shit, they say batteries not included. It's made from another company, and I already got the potential and something what you can do this. And see, and then when you go try to go get the material to make the battery, I'm going ahead and go buy that out because I know you're building yourself up to get to the end of the race. I'm gonna start all past that and go to the same place that I know you're gonna end up buying the material. I'm gonna buy the company, huh? So no matter what, you gotta go to me.
But then you know everything is made by a tool. So if I need drywall,
Make them bitches
I
yourself.
need sign or whatever, I could just
You still gotta buy that shit.
if you can sell it to me,
You still gotta go to them and build the machine.
I'm gonna find a way to find a machine that do the drywall and buy it and start making my own drywall. You see what I'm
From
saying?
who? Who you gonna buy it from? Them.
It doesn't have a race on it. It doesn't have a face on it. It's material that they find and they put it together to make certain things.
If you buy it from black man, they got it from a white man.
Do our own tools to make the same thing that we'll buy it when it happens.
No, but what he's saying, Chairman, is right. You're like you're arguing the fact, like you should not feel fact. The fact of the matter is at some point, because we don't build our own material, and because we don't have our own industry, we're gonna have to buy from someone white.
It's facts, happening. Facts, that's facts.
That's to argue about it.
We both on the same page.
Yeah, y'all are on the same page, but yeah, champion side of the conversation, that's still to come. Because at some point, you're gonna have to go buy white. You're gonna have to go.
That's why I was kind of mad. I was kind of mad a little bit when the lady said earlier in the tweet said about Martin Luther King messed up when they integrated us. I asked my father that, and he grew up in the heart of Nashville, one of the poorest states in Mississippi. I mean, one of the poorest cities in Mississippi. My daddy told me when they integrated, he had the opportunity to go to private school and get better books. And I said, damn. So you telling me that when Martin Luther King was trying to integrate everything, it helped you out? You saw it, he said, yeah, we got better education. And I think my daddy would have never been a man to take care of 3 kids and my mama to move all of our family from down there to Texas. And they successful. So I thank Martin Luther King for 50 years my father. Okay.
There was a young lady who came up here and she had some relatives that grew up in the Martin Luther King era and they had 5 stores. When they integrated, those stores closed because people started shopping with white folks. The buses, I heard about the story about the buses. Everybody had their own black bus service. When we integrated, they started using the white buses. So it put the black buses out of business. What do you say to that?
It's like a 50-50, you know, because some people benefit from it, bro. And I see the other side, so I'm gonna have to say 50-50 because some people benefit from it and some people didn't.
Okay, so when
Because my father did that, and he went to private school in the fourth state of Mississippi when it happened, and came a successful man for Martin Luther King did that, bro.
okay, so my question then is integration badly affected people who were already good on their own, and then people who didn't have shit had a chance to benefit something. If that's what it did, it basically if I have a company already and I'm good already as a black person, integration hurt me because now I lost my company. But if I didn't have shit, I'm just a regular guy who didn't have nothing. Integration helped me because now I get to go to the right area to find opportunity. But it's like,
Hey, I'm a prime example.
That opens up the black throughout the whole world.
yeah.
But the black people giving out jobs had something at the time was giving out jobs. You ultimately turned them into everybody else. So then now you have you made one class of
But when he did that,
so you can't hire anybody. There's no more black waitresses, there's no more black buses, there's no more black restaurants, no more black juke joints. So
it's still a lot of that, especially in Dallas and Houston. You got one of the most. It's like a lamb. In Houston and Dallas, you got a lot of black successful restaurants that money is circulating.
That's one or two situations. But I think Martin Luther King was understanding he may have made a mistake, and that's why we talked about the burning building.
I don't think he made a mistake. Because if he made a mistake, I don't think Farmer Brown, like you and a lot of other successful, especially a lot of entertainers, y'all won't be the way y'all won't be the way y'all went at.
What I'm saying is, I think he realized something because the word that he got his own mouth. You don't listen to that speech. This is not my word. His word that said maybe we led his people into a burning building. If you lead somebody into a burning building, that's not a good thing.
But we burned ourselves, Bobby.
No. But what I'm saying is, definitely was thinking about something with that speech. He was thinking about money and Americans form.
Can I chime in, y'all? Okay, real quick. Can I chime in on that? To the brothers people, I understand what you're saying. You saying that Martin Luther King, your father was able to get the good book, but they didn't integrate us.
Not just my father. I know like not just my
Right, but this one I want you to understand. Dr. Umar said this, and it's an all fact. They didn't integrate us for us to learn better. We were learning. We were still good, even though we had raggedy books back then. When those people, our ancestors, before they got integrated, they put us together because they was trying to figure out how black kids were still able to surpass the white kids in the schools. They didn't integrate us to make us better. They didn't integrate us for opportunity, but they did it because they didn't want us to pass them up, which we were already doing. We didn't have those problems, so he might have got good books, but he probably was still getting a better education with his own people versus integrating with the school. And that's just from what I've heard. Dr. Umar has spoken about that multiple times. So that's why I said that. I wanted to just start it out.
I was just saying because of the situation how it was for people growing up in the 50s. They think every black person in the 50s was bad and all that, but that's when most black people was at their peak. They don't tell us that. Black people was at their peak at that time. But when they integrated it, I remember from my grandmama, she used to run a cheese truck and a little sale hot plates and all that. It wasn't just the black people coming to eat my grandmama food. It was white folks coming to my grandmama restaurant eating their food. So her money got bigger because she just was serving black folks. She was serving white folks too.
Okay, let me comment on it. There's something you said earlier. You said about if it wasn't for integration, the NBA or something like that, you wouldn't be in the NBA or play or whatever. Okay, you would have made the same amount of money from the NBA, even in segregation, because you will have a neutral league, and Negroes be playing it, and Negroes will come and support that and sell food over there, sell clothes, sell merchandise. So you're gonna make the same amount of money. You're gonna make the same amount of money. It's not, the NBA doesn't pay you more than what $200 million you do with the
Jackson Robinson is gonna try to sing on a white man.
Okay, hold on, man. Jackie Robinson, right?
They couldn't make
Let's say he
shit.
never went to the white league. It was just Negro league. If 30 million black people come and support a league, and everybody pay like $5 to get in, do the math. And then they have to clothes, merchandise, the money will still be the same. You're gonna get the money. Like, you're gonna get the money. Maybe not. Because mind you, just because you play in the NBA don't mean all white people support that. Don't mean all white people buy the merchandise. It's just a few of them that support that. It's a lot of white people who don't buy anything from the NBA because niggas are there playing and they don't want to support that. So you would still make the same amount of money. Maybe a little less, but you would still have a lot of money for the NBA.
But you don't know about, I agree on that. It could have went anyway. I mean, yeah, no. You would never know. I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah, the money would still came out because if 30 million black people show up on a place and everybody pay $5 to get in, that's a lot of money. So the money would still be there, but the integration thing kind of divided the money. So somebody wanted to give to us, and some of them went to the white people. That's the whole thing.
I mean, I guess I'm just a different person. You know, I do business with all types of races, and just for me just dealing with the black people, my money would be a certain way. If I was open about it and deal with everybody, that's why if I open up a restaurant, I would say I won't put like a black-owned restaurant because I'm short-stopping my money. I want to make a restaurant where every race feel welcome. But
I understand.
It's what you do with the money. I was able to money to go back to fill up certain my neighborhood, but a lot of people don't want to advance in the black neighborhood because they know that in black neighborhood you lose value when you invest in black neighborhood.
I'm gonna put it this way. I don't think we lose value because we know that there are businesses in the black neighborhood right now and they're making a lot of money. They're just not owned by us. So we don't lose value.
If I build a $2 million house next to a $375,000 was going on right now in the hood of Austin, a lot of people can't even afford $7 grand in taxes. So they taking that $375 and take that $375, moving somewhere farther in the country, and that shit is gonna keep on repeating.
This is what they do. Every time a black person moves into a middle class neighborhood, the value of that property goes down. That's just what they do.
I'm going to see the mic, Camden.
This nigga.
After you finish, bounce it back between y'all two. You're going to let
Hey, bro, you got to go? You got to get out?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but I need you guys to take a break and gap and talking so other families can talk. You guys can going back and forth.
Hey, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to show you something. I'll be right back if you're still here.
All right, Elder, Elder.
Get closer to your mic, Elder. It's still
It's not a little bit low. It's a little bit better. No, that thing it's still kind of low. What's going on with the mic? So can you turn the volume up? Do you have it on Bluetooth or do you have it on your regular phone? Yeah, they say take it off Bluetooth. They hear the background noise too much. You take the Bluetooth off and probably remove that.
Y'all still better?
What you say, Elder?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's way better.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Well, y'all gonna be able to see my face back to my phone. I just think that all due respect to the brother who's talking, there's father in the benefit that that is
Bruh. What that nigga
Break it
said?
up, Elder. Break it up.
Dude.
oh, this is
Yeah, we can't know about to get him views too. We can't get nothing. Man, he's about to drop it. I know. Because I wanted to give pushback and disagree with some of the stuff that they were saying, but Champion and the brother, man, you guys be talking so fast and interjecting so much. I can't even say that on my own damn panel. I was like, oh, geez. Because a lot of the stuff that the brother was saying was absolutely wrong. And in my opinion, I would like to give him some pushback, but Champion was saying that really ain't got nothing to do with that at the time. But you guys be more patient on this panel so other people can have time to speak.
You know that I deal a lot with higher education, and there's always been a precedent of castration for education. And I think I don't know. I wish the brother was still here, but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hang on a little bit longer so you can come back, maybe get his phone together. I see real money though, but I'm gonna try to see if he can get his phone together and come back real quick.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I had wanted to get put back too on that integration thing that brother had did. I was like, hold on, let me get this, man. Respectfully though. When he started, I understand when he
Your phone chopping up, bro.
They trying to regulate them rules. That's too many rules to get through.
Yeah, they're gonna flag the heck out of this line. We just gotta get Champion to calm down. He get a jack at times when people are trying to ask questions. You gotta get him to calm down so we can have a healthy dialogue and keep the dialogue about what we're talking about, not whether white people buy tickets or not. It's not helping.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from this family. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, Champion came up here the other day. We dropped some heck of a jewel. It was kind of at the end of the show, so everybody, we just had the panel. We might need to bring Champion up close to the end of the panel. Let him just close us out. Let the Champion just close us out from here on out. Boy. Jesus Christ. But I don't know if real money or hell.
Go get you some beats. Finally get you some beats.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm over there. I know. I ran it and got this couple little pieces of gold in the apple, but they kind of okay, here go real money. Let me know see that going on.
okay, my bad, man. Yeah, but I want to get pushback on that. But the brother was saying how his father's interfered with the MLK, the integration and all that stuff like that. And that's cool and that's fine, and I'm happy his family was able to be successful and all stuff like that. But as a whole, we didn't benefit from that. We lost a lot of businesses, marriage. We ended up giving our, basically, we did that. We gave ourselves away. We gave our women away. We gave our men to the prison system. We gave ourselves away because when we were together, even though we might not have much, but we were shopping with each other, we was together and we was learning from each other. And when we said something about education, we was able to get an education. Our people we've been so bent on education, but what education are we getting? Because in my opinion, I don't think you have to know every book in the world, or you know what I'm saying, their education, what makes them work. We have to understand what works for us as a people and be educated on that, and then we work from that. So we teaching ourselves and we learn from our ancestors, our great-great-grandfather, great-great-grandmother, on how they raised everything. You get what I'm saying? As soon as that system happened, and the 60s and the 70s happened, that's when our culture started shifting in a way, and we started becoming in a way. If that makes sense. You get what I'm trying to say? Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Right. To me, what it made us do is made us think that every product that wasn't black and any service that wasn't, and we still feel like that now. And I think a lot of restaurants and a lot of businesses live down to that expectation. We think if we get service from white folks, it's going to be better service. And, you know, and we gotta stay up on our service. I've gone to a lot of black restaurants. They go over and beyond expectations because they feel that you're gonna think that. And some people still don't tip them. They want them to tip. So it's a lot of things that we gotta get correct. I make sure I
make sure I take damn good care of it now. And so when you look at the next one, you want to come in here, they come in here, family come in, you want to pray, you know what I'm saying? I want you to get a next family concern. And then, you know what I'm saying, and try to pass it on.
You told us this food was good. It was good last time.
chop it up a little bit again, real. Chop it up. Are you driving again?
What about? Yeah, I'm actually pulling on the right.
Oh,
That goes down.
no, that real money finished thought, and then brother. Okay, go ahead, Elder. Go ahead, Elder.
Okay, I just had to chime in just real quick, right? I actually grew up in the era that you're talking about. I'm actually the 50th baby. And with all due respect to the brother, he was talking in reference to his father and what he accomplished during that period of time with the benefits of integration. I humbly have to disagree with that because if you look at it as a whole, can you hear me, Kwame?
Well, that nigga said his family.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
Niggas really tripping.
as a whole, as far as like
You disagree with him, with his family doing good off that?
One teacher put me at a window and wanted to throw me out the window. This is the same period of time.
My God.
Another teacher told me the only thing I can do is be maybe a garbage man, right?
He must was bad as him.
That's what the teacher told me when I was a young kid, right? So the reason why I'm just bringing these little things up, and I can go deeper than that, but I have a problem with how people interpret how we're going right now and where we have been. We have actually gone so far deeper backwards, and if people don't think that racism still exists, they're crazy. Okay, but it's just on a more of a secret type of scale, right? When you look at LeVar Ball, started the league so kids could come from high school to play in his league, and what happened the next year? The NBA took over and took that away from him.
Now, can I say something else? That's what makes the story about Kwame Brown so solidified, because they were against kids coming out of high school until a black man or somebody else was going to benefit from it. Now it's all good. Like, as a matter of fact, they let kids come out before. I'm really messed up on that. But the bar created a space and a situation that they demonized them, said it wouldn't work, and then now they're doing the same exact thing.
Right. And what they did was they took it out of the hands of somebody who's controlling their own destiny. You look at and I'm just going to reference certain things, and then I'm going to get a little bit deeper, right? You look at the ABA. The ABA was the most exciting league in the world, right? You had all of the main George McGinnis, Dr. J. You had Reynolds. You had George Durbin. I'm stuck on the words for the guys right now. What happened? The NBA knew that the ABA was threatening the league because the black ball players was much more exciting than watching Bob Cousy dribble the ball one hand, right hand on the left hand side of the court, and never knew how to switch hands with the basketball. The brothers just took it to a whole nother level. Not only that, if you look at back in the day, right? The reason why they were so dunking in college was because the brothers were dunking. The brothers was the one flipping in the air. So when you look at it, they always take away what our gifts are and try to make us even. You look at the music business. The music business, the R&B and music and all of that, the jazz and music, where had that going now? That went to the toilet. It was by demand. Because now what happens is that certain cultures cannot keep up with us and what we do as a great people. So what they have to do is they have to kill it. They have to kill everything that we do to make them even or beyond what we can do, because now what happens is that they want to make us submissive. Okay, they want to make us submissive, and that's exactly what happened with Martin Luther King. Wanted to make us even, and we can have the same benefits as they do. It was never designed to have the same benefits. Never designed to have the same benefits. And right now, it's still not designed to have the same benefits. And on a bigger scale,
Dang, bro. Stop telling the truth, man. That's what you get.
This is bad, man.
That's what his ass get. Look, tell him. How dare you?
You know, we probably know that he broke at that time in that era, and we still have a rich respect from back then. And not saying, you know, left room or go around other people. We still have been around other people. But I always look at it like this. When we leave us alone, that's why we were never able to be left alone after slavery. If you leave us alone, we go back to natural divine. And when we go back to natural divine, we're so much better and greater than the way the Most High designed it. And, you know, and then stepping on nobody's toes and like that, so it is what it is. I mean, look at it. We got the stronger, you know, smarter. If you look at black inventions, I tell everybody when we set up the source for things, Google black inventions. We made computers, toilet, everything that we use.
We made the toilet.
People even think that, no, we
Yeah.
And you show that to your kids that inspire them. You take your kids outside of the city and you show them other stuff. Even going on vacation and going to different cities, it don't really cost a lot of money. You just have to, you know how to shop around for hotels and get your points on, travel tickets and stuff like that. Take your children out when they're young. They're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, 3 years old, 10 years old. When they see that, it opens up their mind and let them see a whole other side of the world. Because they can't really break it down like a practice, but it blows the kids' mind when they see stuff outside of the everyday world. And it makes them want to go, you know, over and beyond in life. It makes them think it opens their mind up. They're not just closed-minded and seeing the same thing every day, all day. Especially if you stay in the city, you know, you go to the ghetto, it helps out a whole lot. Somebody told me that a while back, elder of mine told me that, and that's one of the things that has stuck with me. And it works, man. Children make all the eggs, you know what I'm saying? They be excited and stuff like that. Can't take all the money, take the children out on vacation.
take them out, and we just take them to the waterfall, or we just take them to the fall. That really, really, it opens up their mind. And I want to say some more stuff.
No, I'm right here.
Yeah,
I'm looking at who's on the backstage. I don't know these people. I'm trying to see what the hell is the backstage. I was letting you have the last word, man, but I'm about to shut this thing down.
Oh, right now,
Bless up, Tommy. Bless up. Man, I appreciate you, brother, man. All right.
And you grabbing the reins and you doing the thing.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of this thing. I am hungry. Shout out to Carcino for Life, One Crack News. Shout out to Sister T, Gravity Takeout, Damn D, Ears to the Street. Shout out to everybody who came on the panel speaking that knowledge. I appreciate you. Shout out to Queen Regina and all of my moderators. Shout out to B. B's got his channel. Y'all go join BA 101. He got some good stuff over there. And I appreciate y'all for sitting here. You know, it's been 6 hours, but I think this panel has been about just all positive stuff. You don't have to take any of the information as fact. You can go look it up yourself and do your own research. Some people gave their opinions, I gave mine, but at least we had no dialogue. Wasn't too much drama, so I appreciate y'all. And I'm out of this thing.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cook some lobster and shrimp mac and cheese. Lobster and shrimp mac and cheese. Y'all know what I'm saying? She always comes to come see me in the comments. Yeah, because I love seafood and really enjoy this. So don't go. So how y'all doing today? Oh, well, the time here, eating mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is on another level. But with that being said, let me get ready and we'll be ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? Good. I'm ready. Like I said, today we're doing chili crab, but the base is mostly crab and the shrimp is just going to be garnished. So this is going to be a crab macaroni cheese with shrimp. You like that? I like it. So let's get down. Y'all ready? Okay, so this is what you're gonna need. You are going to need a pound of whatever noodles it is that you choose. I chose corkscrew. You're gonna need a little bit of all-purpose flour, some chicken broth, heavy whipping cream, half and half, salt and pepper, olive oil, some butter. We have some sharp cheddar cheese. We have some Gouda cheese. We have pepper jack cheese, mozzarella cheese. We have some Velveeta cheese. We have some cream cheese. We have a quarter of an onion, and we have about 5 cloves of garlic. Here we have some raw shrimp. We have a whole lot of crab meat. Now check out that presentation. We have some parsley, oregano, and basil, onion powder, garlic powder, and just a hit of Old Bay. Just a hit because we want to give it, just a little bit of color stuff. But first, let's get our noodles working. I am going to boil my noodles in chicken broth. Yes, in chicken broth to give it that extra flavor. what I keep telling you about when you boil your pasta with either a bouillon or your, I shouldn't say heavily salted water, but water to the point, I mean, enough seasoning in there to where it makes a difference to where you can taste the actual seasoning, the actual noodles that has flavor. So I'm just gonna put a little bit, it's probably about 2 cups of water, and then I'm gonna add a whole box of chicken broth. No, it's not low sodium, this is just regular chicken broth. One box should be enough, because it's only 1 pound of noodles. If you notice it's not enough, just add a little bit more water, and maybe just hit it with a tad bit of salt. Let me see how much sodium in here. 860, that's a lot, so we're not gonna put more salt in here. All right, we're gonna let that go, and while we're doing that, we are gonna prepare the actual, when it comes to making the macaroni and cheese, I am a little torn because I have an issue with adding raw content or raw protein to something that's already cooked. But I do understand we're gonna put it back into the oven so it would actually finish out the cooking process. So on that case, you can be your own judge as to whether you want to saute your shrimp first before you add it to your macaroni and cheese mixture, or you want to put it in there raw. It really is not going to do anything either way it goes because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. So with that being said, let me get my frying pan on or my saucepan on so that we can get this going. Today we're having some sparkling white wine. And like I was telling you, as far as shrimp bowl, in my personal opinion, I just want to cook them just a little bit before I add them to my macaroni and cheese mixture. So we're just gonna hit this up with a little bit of olive oil. Yeah. Probably maybe a little butter. My butter presentation didn't fall into place. That's all right. Everything else is perfect. And a tablespoon of butter. Let this go pretty quickly. Now I'm not going to keep it in there long. Literally touch and go. Literally. Just a little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of salt. That is it. Barely pink. It's going to stay translucent. Good. Just like that. Now I feel a little better about myself. When I get ready to make it. Oh, you rinse this out. I'm just going to take this off of the heat. Just like that. Okay, now, this is all by choice. You don't do that, but I do. Okay, so our shrimp are partially cooked. Now, I am going to get, let me clean that up first. It's going to drive me crazy. Okay, our pan is still hot. Turn that fire down just a little bit so that we don't burn up. Now for this, we're going to need some extra virgin olive oil. We're just going to collect these drippings that we just got from our shrimp. You're going to need 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter, depending on how you feel it. And it looks like we're going to feel about 4. 4 tablespoons of butter. This is all of our little drippings that we have in here. We're going to sprinkle those up. All that is flavor. Alright. Now, before we add our half and half and honey cream, we are going to cook down our onions and our garlic. That's going to flavor our base, our thickening agent for our cheese, for our sauce, our cheese sauce. Okay? All right. Let's get this all scraped up. Let me turn this fire up just a little bit. Okay, so here we have a quarter. Now this was a super large onion. So this is just a quarter of that onion and about 4 garlic.
Going crazy.
Finely chopped. And everything finely chopped. Evenly. We're going to cook these down until they get translucent before we start adding anything else. I'll take out both things, but it's all right. So just 2 or 3 minutes, let that cook down. Okay. Not really quite want too much, but we're gonna get it red. We'll put it in chill and pass it in that with our macaroni. Very good. Very good. Okay. So this has been going now for about 4 minutes, and everything is translucent. Let's take a look. Our water is almost to a boil. Let's get that up. Okay. Turn this down. I turned it up. Turn that back down. So I need to add about 2 tablespoons of flour. That's going to create our thickening agent for our cheese. And you want to act like push it flour. And two. Stir quickly. It's almost like making a roux, but we just didn't have ready for our cheese sauce. And it smells so good already. If you look, you can already tell it's thickening up nicely. get you out the kitchen kind of fast today. Okay, this is nice and fluffy. Now to this, I'm going to add 2 pints of half and half. One. And 2. Let's give this a stir. Make sure you have everything that just so happened to stick on the bottom. Get that up. Okay, now to this I am going to add just a hit of black pepper, a little bit of salt, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to include our parsley, our basil, our oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, and a bit of Old Bay. Get that all worked in there nicely. And that's going to season our cheese sauce. But before we add our cheese, we're going to want this to get just a little thicker. Okay? Y para mis seguidores, yo en Fam Hispana, estamos haciendo un macarrón con queso, pero con carne de camarón y carne de crab. De crab. Sí, es bien diferente, pero esto es algo que me encanta hacer para mi familia, me gusta mucho. Como te dije, te prometí que voy a tratar de hacer un poquito de español en todos mis videos para que ustedes puedan participar conmigo en nuestro video. So, si tú quieres, hay una parte que dice live chat. Entra en el live chat para que nosotros podamos hablar. Y cuando los videos están enseñando, vamos a decir, la próxima va a ser el miércoles, para que podamos hablar. Yo siempre estoy ahí viva, hablando con la gente que está ahí conmigo, y me gusta mucho. So, no lo pierdes, ¿ok? Ok, vamos a seguir haciendo experimento. What they call it? I'm trying to think of anyway, I don't remember. Okay, so this is our sauce. It's coming along. I'm gonna let this come up to a little boil. While I do that, it's gonna tune up my mess. Yeah, I know. I just put in this stuff. I think it's time to add the macaroni. 1 pound of corkscrew noodles, chicken broth, and water. I'm not going to let these noodles cook thoroughly. I am going to keep them maybe, not sure if al dente would be the right word, but I'm going to cook them for about 5-6 minutes and then let the process finish in the oven. If not, you won't have mush, and I don't like mushy noodles.
You like hard noodles?
It is just different. Before we go any further, we just want to taste. Okay, so look how nice and thick
This is beautiful. Okay, now to this, I'm going to start adding my cheeses. We only want, for now, about 4 ounces of each. So first, this is pepper jack. We're going to use 4 ounces of freshly shredded pepper jack. You want to have enough to put on top. 4 ounces of Gouda. Now your cheese selection, you can use whatever type of cheese you like. It's fine. 4 ounces of mozzarella.
Jake Paul.
4 ounces of sharp cheddar. That's about 2 nice handfuls. I also have 4 ounces or half a block of cream cheese and a half of an 8-ounce block of the block. Put all that in there. And give it a nice stir. Get everything nicely incorporated and melted. Now I also have heavy cream so that we can pretty much
Yeah, that's it.
thickness and consistency of our.
If you like the video, if you like the content in this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Okay then. Also comment what y'all